Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Analysts podcast. We are back. You know what this is, Jessa? Do you know what that is behind me? This is the light at the end of the tunnel. We've done it. We've done it, everybody. Kirby Smart has his tongue out for who knows why. Anyway, let's go. This is awesome. Jessa, how are we feeling? It is week 0.
This is the vibe. This is the vibe. That's what this is. This is the, here we go! We made it! We are 3 days away. Oh, by the time you listen to this, we will be 2 days away. And I mean, there are FCS games going on Friday and Saturday night that we're not going to get into, but will be broadcast and will be, well, hold on, Thursday and Friday night? I can't remember. But there are FCS games going on this week. We've got, just the vibes are high for the next 24 hours that will move really, really slow.
They will move very, very slow, but we are here. We can do it. We can make it through a couple more days because we have actual football to talk about. Somebody at work was like, does college football really start on week 0? It doesn't really, like, week 0 is so silly. Like, what? No, okay? You get college football a full week early as compared to everything else. How is that not a good idea? In fact, it was such a good idea that the NCAA has passed a bylaw that means in the future, I can't remember when it starts, I think it's 28, maybe 27. Week 0 is now just going to be week 1. That they are going to start the season an extra week early and give everybody 2 bye weeks. So that is huge news. We all love that. That is actually taking care of the players, not adding an 18th game. Not aiming that at anybody, just throwing it out there. So I love that. I love week 0, and we are here to talk about it today.
It is 2027, next year. And I believe we scheduled a game, BYU scheduled a game against Oregon State that was supposed to be week 0, which is now week 1. So, anyways, yeah.
Love it.
So excited. The only bad part about week 0 is that there's only 8 games. And yet, there are 8 games for us to talk about.
And let's be honest, back in the day, there used to be like maybe 2 or 3 games on week 0. Like I remember the days when there was like 5 games maybe on week 0 and only like one of them was televised. And all the others were FCS games. There's not a single FCS game this week. It is all FBS versus FBS. That is, some have said this slate is better than next week's slate of games. So we'll get into all that. But first, Jessa, we have to talk about the current state of college football. And B, the pick'em is ready. We have to preview the pick'em, and we'll get to that in just a second. But Jessa, a lot of talk has been talked by a lot of people complaining about Lane Kiffin, as always, as is the norm. But we're talking about the NFL players, quote-unquote NFL players that were in the high school class or the incoming class of 2022 that are going to NFL teams and then coming back to college. And everybody is saying that the world is ending and this is the straw that broke the camel's back. I just have a little something to say. Can I just I know I've already been rambling, but can I just keep rambling?
Yeah, go.
I would just like to say that there's a lot of fear-mongering going on right now, okay? There's a lot of doom and gloomsday talk. Namely, okay, in the facility, ESPN is on most of the TVs, and so I'm always seeing freaking Stephen A. and the turtle with the ears the size of elephant ears that is Paul Feinbaum, and you got Dan Orlovsky and all these people that Pat McAfee is culprit number 1 of saying, like, this is it, this is broken, it's dead, it's over, it's gone. Guess what, everybody? We have games this Saturday, okay? You know who isn't worried about NFL players coming back to play? Eastern Michigan and Sacramento State, all right? None of this bull shenanigans is going on in that game, okay? New Mexico State ain't worried about this, all right? San Jose State ain't worried about that. Memphis and UNLV sure as heck ain't worried about that. So let us enjoy the sport, okay? I don't want everybody to consume all of this media about how horrible this sport is and just tune out to the sport. Okay, this sport is beautiful. Yes, it has flaws, but it is beautiful. It is pristine, and we love it. And it is time to enjoy it. So let's put our doom and gloom cap aside. Okay, this doesn't mean that we're watching the playoff now. Okay, this is very different, but we are not going to lose our love for college football and not watch the greatness that is the MAC and the American and the Mountain West B because of what everybody is saying is the end of college sports. Okay, that's it. I just had to say that.
I think that's the problem with the off season is that we don't have anything to talk about, so we have to like create our own problems, right? And create the emotion that we missed during the season. My expectation is that once the season starts, everybody's gonna chill the frick out, okay? The SEC is gonna start losing games. You know, Lane Kiffin is all of a sudden going to be 3-3, and they're going to be like, "What were we so worried about?" Like, okay, Lane, you can actually recruit actual NFL players. That's fine because you're not going to win games anyways. You know, very bold of me because I don't actually know that's going to happen. I agree. Let us not let any of this distract us from the actual product on the field than the regular season. The other crap just has to deal with stuff that happens outside of the regular season. So forget about it. I'm with you.
Right? We are in the games. Let's talk about the games. And to do that, Jessa, we have the Pick'em. The Pick'em, this is your baby. And I want you to explain to us how it works, why everybody watching this and listening to this and in the Sports Analyst chat needs to consume and take part in this beautiful offering that you have for us. So, Jessa, take it away, please.
Okay, here's the deal, is that last year, the concept, so kind of the story, right, is like 2 years ago, we all started to chat before BYU football games on like a Saturday morning and be like, hey, I'm really nervous, but I'm just gonna set my expectations that we are gonna run 3 tornado reverses and A-Rod's gonna be done. Like, I'm just gonna watch for the stupid things, and that's gonna take my mind off of like any of the bad things, right? Or look for, you know. And so we started chatting about that, and then last year I was like, we should actually make some predictions on this. So hence the concept was born of the Google form every week, and then that fed a spreadsheet, and then that fed like a janky HTML website. Anyways, and it was fun for a minute, but there were some flaws. So we have a new and improved, it's an actual app/website this year, and this is the official launch demo. So Jared, What I want from you is ask questions, because this is the first time you're seeing it. So the questions you have will likely be the questions other people have. But I'm going to give a rough overview so that when you go and log in, you kind of know where you are. The app is pretty easy to use, though. It's like any other app. I'm not going to flex here, but this is my full-time job. This is to build apps. So we've built one. Don't ask my employer how much time I've spent on it. Okay, great. Here's the deal, guys. As my background, let's pull this in, share. All right, how does this look?
This is awesome.
Okay, awesome. You can see this. It's going to be recorded okay, I hope.
This is like a TikTok. This is perfect for our generation.
Perfect. Yeah, get your second mode. Go get Subway Surfers out so you can pay attention to what this is, okay? All right, so when you log in, there will be like a little code I'll send out. I'll send all the setup instructions out. But there's this little slideshow that pops up that it basically explains how the game is going to work this year. And from feedback, we've changed how the game works. Here's how it's going to work. There's no money involved here because we know certain people, just like can't put money on stuff, right? And
Roger, are you listening? No money here. No money, Roger.
Involved. Nope, no money. But you do get 100 chips, is what we're calling it, every week. To make bets, or not to make bets, to make picks every week. And 90% of it is going to be around college, BYU football, because that's the other thing that was in the feedback was, hey, we want this to be about BYU football, and maybe a little bit of general college football stuff on the side. This week is week 0, though. There is no BYU football, so it will all be week 0, general.
Obviously, yes.
Anyways, you have 100 chips to bet, and I'll walk through how you use those chips strategically to make your picks. And then here's the deal, though. Chip counts you earn weekly win points. So at the end of the week with your 100 chips, if you end in the top 3 of chip getters, if your picks pay off and you choose correctly, then you will get a certain amount of points for winning the week. And then the chip count resets. So
Okay.
first place will get 1 point, second place will get half a point, third place will get a quarter point. For now, I'm thinking in the future, maybe we do a week where it's like 5-3-1 or something,
Okay.
right? So people can get back into the flow even if you miss a week. And then at the end of the season, whoever has the most weekly win points wins the season. Okay? Here's the
Okay.
deal. If you forget, which you shouldn't forget because there are 4 email reminders that go out every week about the picks and if they're open, okay? So you should not forget, but if you do, your picks will be randomly generated and in the pool so you can still play. So if you're out
All
of
right.
service or whatever, you'll still have something in there that you can root for and that you can check in on.
Love it.
So that, and if you ever forget to play, wink, wink, nod, nod, Doug. If you ever like, just so you didn't ever explain how to play this game. Guess what? You can come back, go to the standings page right here, and click how to play and see how to play again. Wonderful. Okay, that's the deal. Week 0 picks are live. So when you log in, and you create your little avatar, check this out. You've got little characters
Yo,
you can choose from
what?
with
Come
little
on.
avatars and names, and then you can put a funny name in here. Anyways, when you do all of that, then you can come in, and this button is going to say make your picks. And I'm just going to run through how to make your picks, and then we'll move on and we'll actually talk about these games. Okay? But there are different types of picks that I can build into here. The AI can help me build in here. But essentially, you can choose between who's going to win between North Carolina and TCU, or any given game, and then you can guess how many points are going to be scored over under 29.5 by TCU as an example. We can do custom picks, which I think is going to be everybody's favorites, right?
Yeah.
Where in this case, UNC is playing. So the pick this week is, does the broadcast bring up Jordan Addison? And if you don't know who Jordan Addison is, look up Bill Belichick's love life and you will understand who that is, okay? She was a crazy story last year. Been quieter. But anyways, you can choose, are they going to bring it up or not? So let's stop at this one. Let's say, yeah, I do think that they're going to bring it up at least once. And I'm pretty confident in it. So you can see that I've selected I've made 2 picks. And by default, it adds 5 chips. Like I'm going to bet 5. If I'm more confident in something, I can bet more. And you can see that the payout goes up, right? Same thing with this one. And I've got 100, so I've got 65 of 100 chips left. I've used like 35, and I can go through and make all of the different picks. If I'm more confident in them, I can add more. And then at the end, I can see what my potential payout is. So if all of these choices hit, then I'm going to earn 129. And maybe that'll be enough to help me get first, second, or third in the week. So that's the general gist of all of this. What are your thoughts here?
So just, you're probably getting to this. The 1.3x and the 4.7x, that in traditional lingo would be like the minus 105 and the plus 147. This just actually makes sense, whereas the other
Yeah.
ones don't. So if you could just like walk us through what that means. So like, do people want to always just be doing the one with the biggest multiplier or the opposite maybe? I don't know. If you could just explain that a little bit.
Yeah, so there's some strategy to this. Do you want me to go through how they're calculated or just like the general idea?
I mean, I am interested in how they're calculated.
Okay, we'll get
But
into
then
that
also,
next.
yeah, but then also like just for people coming in here, like what do they mean basically?
Okay, cool. So basically what this means is that if the multiplier is smaller, it's more likely to happen. So if you've listened to us at all, you know that North Carolina is dog water doo-doo. Even though I have their shirt on and I'm going to be watching them this weekend, they are crap, okay? So them winning is a longer shot than TCU winning. TCU is favored, right? So their multiplier is going to be smaller. North Carolina, it would be an upset, so their multiplier is bigger because it's a bigger risk for me to go ahead and put money, for lack of a better term, put chips on them. Yeah, it's a bigger risk to do that. TCU is like a safer bet. So, but you also notice that 5 chips is going to pay out 7 for TCU. 5 chips is going to pay out 24 for North Carolina.
There you go.
So it's like, it's do I know enough? Do I think I know better than the model to where this is a good bet and I think North Carolina's going to win? Then that would be a good bet. But I'll just tell you guys right now, I have absolutely no faith in North Carolina. So I'm just gonna put 5 here and to keep my 5 and get 2 extra. That's what we're gonna do. I have to spend the chips. That's the thing. Don't keep them.
Yeah.
It's use it or lose it. So
Okay.
now, how these are calculated is my model. Here's
The model.
The model. Okay? This is another thing I'm going to send out. I'm not going to go into depth here. But this website called the College Football Warehouse is a website I've built that houses, like, Jared's seen V1 of this. I cleaned it up. I made it mobile friendly. I messed with all of the rankings and stuff in the data so it's cleaner. But this model right here predicts every game based on 2025 stats, because those are the only stats available right now. Roster, coaching, performance, like previous performance, team culture, like basically it's a big model that puts that all in a machine and then spits out an outcome. So I'll send this out too, and you can go check this out. But this is the model you're competing against. So the model thinks that TCU is going to win by 9. If we were doing spreads, I would hammer TCU to cover. Hammer TCU to cover, okay? Also, under on North Carolina points. There's no way they're playing North Carolina points. Anyways, but this is the model that you're kind of competing against for the pick'ems. And you can submit your chips. You can come in here and you can see other people's bets when they're available. You can see the standings. Anyways, that's all I'll say for the demo right now. And everybody else can go in and just poke around and have some fun. I'll send it out.
I have. This is so amazing. I'm blown away, Jessa. A huge just standing ovation. Everybody watching this, stand up and clap at your screen you're watching, because this is incredible. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is amazing. Good. I have so many questions. We'll do a deep dive on this maybe like next week or something, because I want to know more about the model.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to learn, right? Like as the season goes along and teams actually have stats, like it'll incorporate that, right? Like this is amazing.
You can make your own model and save your own model as well.
Dude!
So if you disagree with me and you're like, Jessa, that's bullcrap. Culture should not mean as much. Like Doug is really big on returning production. And so he's like, no, returning production means a ton. So anyways, so we'll get into that.
Crank it, Doug.
But that is kind of the precursor. Now we're going to give everybody the information that they need to know.
Yes.
To both watch the games and then make some fun picks and see how good you are at predicting. Right?
Yes. So we right now are going to inform your chip usage on the model now. And Jess, we've talked about it. Let's just start right off the top. Let's start with your shirt, North Carolina Tar Heels. I need to hear where all this negativity is coming from, because you've said it 100 times. Why should we not believe in North Carolina?
Okay.
Besides the fact that they got absolutely mollywopped by TCU last year.
And James Madison, and NC State, and da-da-da. So if you don't know the history of North Carolina, let me give you a 30-second recap. They fired Mac Brown after the Drake May days, when they were really, really good, went to an ACC championship, I believe. Anyways, they fired Mac Brown, and nobody in the NFL would pick up Bill Belichick after he left the Patriots. So UNC was like, oh, I'll take him. Nobody else wants him. I'll take him. That'll be awesome. All right? They sucked last year, for lack of a longer definition, okay? Not only that, their GM of football operations is on administrative leave for doing something sketchy, okay? Steve Belichick, their DC, has left the program for personal reasons or health reasons. I can't remember which, but he has missed like half of camp, okay? And then guess who they brought in for their offensive coordinator this year?
Oh, it's a name. It's a name I know.
And it's a story.
Is it like what's his name? It's not Rick Pitino, but it's kind of close, right?
It sounds so similar. It's Bobby Petrino.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Wow.
Do you remember the story of Bobby Petrino?
There's a photo of him in like a full net cast, right?
Great. Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. So, really slimy dude is eventually let go from Arkansas, where he coached. He's coached at Louisville twice. He coached at Arkansas twice. I can't remember, but he was let go because he was having an affair with an athletic assistant or something. And how they found out was he got in a motorcycle accident with her, and then like the day after had a press conference and got up there and talked about it. Hence is the meme with him in a full net cast and when all of that came out. Obviously he was let go. Well, that is your offensive coordinator for the North Carolina Tar Heels.
That seems like a great move.
Yeah, it really does. I will say this about him. He has coached explosive offenses. Like, he was Lamar Jackson's coach at Louisville. So he's good at coaching an offense, but just the optics of it make me chuckle and give me that just... Bill Belichick and Bobby Petrino in the same room. And then you have the GM on administrative leave for doing something sketchy.
And then Jordan. Let us not forget Jordan.
Yeah.
The cheerleader.
Yep.
/ escort / girlfriend.
Anyways, that was a much longer explanation than what you wanted. They play football this week. Great.
I'm excited to watch. This is just full of juicy storylines. Let's talk a little bit of ball.
Yeah.
Billy Edwards is the quarterback for UNC. Is that correct? How are we feeling about him?
I don't know much about him. He hasn't started a game since 2024. He played at Maryland and Wisconsin. He's just unproven. He's a dual threat. So we'll see. Someone to watch for sure is to see how he plays.
On the other side of the ball, TCU has a quarterback battle between incoming the Harvard man, transfer of Jaden Craig, who'd set a bunch of Harvard records, I think, and a redshirt freshman, Adam Scobell, has anything to do with science. I don't know. I just kind of want to see the Harvard guy because that's kind of cool. If a Harvard transfer is good at sports, a little unexpected. I don't know. I'm interested to see who they trot out there, and also if he's any good at football.
Yep. Speaking on the defensive side of things and storylines, TCU, their redshirt senior safety or cornerback or something, beat up a wide receiver after practice and sent him to the hospital.
That's right.
So that's another storyline that's going on this week. We'll see how TCU's defense is, but and also with all these stories, I think this weekend we'll just see how it translates onto the football field. Hopefully by the end of the game, we forget about all these stories and we just know a little bit more about who these teams are individually. So I'm excited. A Big 12 ACC matchup. We don't know really anything about the teams. It could be a really close game. I don't think it will be, but I think it'll be interesting to watch at the very least, right?
Oh yeah. And this is the perfect first game of the college football season because this is exactly like what is going on with college football as a whole right now. Is insane off the field issues that are now coming to a head on a very exciting football field. That is in Ireland, I guess, for some reason. But I'm very excited as well. I give this banger classification. I will be handing this out to certain games throughout the season. Some weeks we'll have a lot, some weeks we won't. This week, TCU UNC is banger, okay? Again, not because I necessarily think it'll be close. I would hope it is, but it's really just because it's the very first game and because of all this nonsense that's going on. So, banger.
And 3 of the last 4 Ireland games have been decided by a score or less. So come on, this could be a good one.
Let's just keep it rolling.
This could be a good one. Let's keep it rolling. All right. That
speaking
was
of
10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yes, on the flagship ESPN, our favorite channel in the history. Mm-hmm. Next up, we have San Jose State at USC. 1 p.m. Mountain on NBC, of all places. I think these teams played in week 0 or week 1 a couple years ago, and USC won 56-28, which is a really weird score, but very USC-ian to blow out a team that they should absolutely kill, but then also let them score 30 points. Lincoln Riley, I think this is kind of a move it or prove it season, right? For him, it feels like, hey, is this working out or is it not? You've kind of been forgettable your first couple of years here. poking with a stick, please do something, USC. Not that we'd see it in this game, but that is a storyline, right?
Yep. Yep. Uh, yeah. Pray for Ken Niumatalolo. Um, I would love to see them keep it close, but on paper, USC has a really, really good passing game. On paper, again, and when they're going up against a what is it, Mountain West team? Yeah, Mountain West
Yeah.
still. You never know with all the team movement. And then, but San Jose State has a historically bad passing offense. So I will be hate watching, of course, and
Of
love
course.
watching for Ken, but that's kind of a preview of this game. And I don't know, the Jersey matchup might be cool.
Yeah. I don't know. USC also has like the number one incoming class of freshman talent, like number one recruiting class this year. So, like, let's see if they got something. Let's see if they got the sauce.
Yeah, they do have a player named Booby Feaster.
Okay, all timer. I'm watching. Give me a
I
jersey.
don't know. Listen, he's a freshman, so I don't know if he's going to be playing, but he is on the roster. I would just like that to be known.
I need a Booby Feaster jersey. I need the both names on the back too.
Yep.
First and last.
That's awesome.
At the same time-ish on ESPN, NC State at Virginia. This was supposed to happen in Rio, but it sounds like that was going to be a disaster. So now it is back at Virginia.
Well, good. I'm glad. It's back at Virginia, so not a neutral site anymore.
I think it's at Virginia. It says on
Yeah.
fbschedules.com, which is where I always go,
Yep.
that it is at Virginia. So that's what I think.
Okay. Is it a conference? Like, does it count as a conference game?
Now that is a very good question because
I'm
the
looking it up right
ACC is infamous for scheduling games against each other and not counting it as a conference game.
Okay, it is. It is a conference game.
It is a conference.
I just had to check
Okay.
because the ACC will do that to you. Fun matchup. Give me your thoughts.
I'm very excited. Virginia was actually really good last year. They went like 9-4 or something. Their quarterback is Bo. Let me transfer out of this team in the middle of a CFP run. Pribula. Remember him? Penn State's backup, and he transferred out mid-CFP run. He is now QB1 at Virginia. Interested to see how that plays out. He was at Missouri last year. Never heard his name after week one. So, yeah, I don't know. These teams played a banger last year, so this could be a fun game.
Yep, and I've been talking all this hype about Virginia, and here they go week one and play NC State. NC State's quarterback is really fun. His name's CJ Bailey. He's a dual threat, and that is a player to watch as well. So I'd love this one. As far as, like, guessing, I could totally see this game coming down to a one-score first week shenanigans. So go watch it. Super fun.
Yep, and this will be great that it's on the same time as that other game. This will be like the main screen,
Yeah.
instead of the San Jose State USC.
Yep.
Next up, Jacksonville State at North Dakota State. This is our first chance to see North Dakota State. And these guys, they're known for just owning the FCS. Like, obviously their peak of their powers was probably like 5 or 6 years ago, but still a perennial powerhouse in the FCS. And they're coming in playing a team that went to the Conference USA Championship game last year in Jacksonville State. They are not to be laughed at. So as far as like competitive balance, I think this one is near the top of the slate this week.
Which team was it that went and played Oregon and gave them a run for their money? An FCS team. Was it?
I think it was Idaho last year.
Was that Idaho? Okay, see,
Yeah.
So you just never know with these FCS teams. And now that they're FBS, I don't know what that looks like as far as preseason resources and whatnot, if you get any of that and you can take part in that. But it'll be really interesting to see how they stack up. Like, what if they came out and won their first FBS game? How sick would that be?
It's possible.
I'm so here for that. Yep,
And
that'd be great.
it's in North Dakota. With all 15 humans that live out there, it is there. So all of the people in cattle will be very excited for this game. Should be a fun atmosphere. 3:30 p.m. Mountain on CBS SN. 1 hour later, 4:30 p.m. Mountain. These are just the weirdest times, bro.
Yeah.
On ESPN Plus, you got Sacramento State, our other newcomer to college football, going to the gray turf of Eastern Michigan. So that should be a fun matchup as well.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not as high on Sacramento State as far as expectations go. I think they might have a rougher go at things. But again, it's an opportunity. What are they going to look like in their first FBS game? And too bad it's on ESPN Plus, though. I don't know. I'm gonna watch that thing. Box score watch?
Yeah,
I'll box score watch.
yeah, we'll at least be watching the highlights of basketball watching. I will say in my dynasty, one of my dynasties in college football 27, I started out as the OC of Eastern Michigan, and Sacramento State came in and beat us by like 18 points on opening day. So it is possible. Okay, I've seen it. I've been firsthand witness.
Yep. Some may say it has happened before. It has. Great. Okay. Cool. I like that. I kind of like that they put the FCS teams at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, ish. 3:30 and 4:30. Okay, this next one I'm putting my banger tag on. This might be my most favorite game of.
Let's go.
You remember week 0, week 1 last year? Stanford traveled to Hawaii. This year, Hawaii travels to Stanford and
Let's
has one
go.
of the most exciting quarterbacks. Also, an EA college football cheat code in Mike Alejado at quarterback.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Air raid offense. He's like must-watch TV. And Hawaii just like wrecks. Hawaii had Stanford's number last year for whatever reason, but if Hawaii can get hot, they're a fun team to root for.
Yes. They may be one of the most fun teams to root for, just as a objective fan just out there. Like, come on, like who doesn't just root for Hawaii? Yeah, this is going to be awesome. I am very, very excited. Stanford, I don't care how many games they win. I will never look at them against the G5 team and think that that's a gimme. I never will. So, very excited. Upset watch for a P5 team. I'm there.
And if you remember last year, in the fourth quarter, there were 3 lead changes. In the first quarter, I think there were like 2 touchdowns that were special teams and defensive safety touchdowns, right? And then it came down to a game-winning field goal. So let's get a repeat of that. Can Stanford do it? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love it if Hawaii won that game. That would be awesome.
Sure, yeah.
At the same time, on the CW, again, college football channels, hard to track these days. We got you. On the CW, New Mexico State at Florida State. Now, good thing for Florida State, they have since recovered from their miss in the college football playoff when they weren't selected after winning all of their games. They've recovered from that. They're on the upswing completely. They have great talent. They have great culture. Really, really good culture. The fan base has a ton of faith in the coach. And they're playing on week 0, and they have never, ever been embarrassed on week 0 before. Especially not in 2024 in Ireland against Georgia Tech. So, should be a walk in the park for Florida State.
Yeah, I think put 90 of your chips on this week, you guys. I think it could be... Actually, one of the bets this week is will they turn the ball over? And that's intentional, because we're just waiting for some kind of Florida State magic, for lack of a better term, in week 1. And New Mexico State, Diego Pavia's home, where he started, you know? It's at Florida State, 5 o'clock p.m., yeah, we'll see if Mike Norvell finally got the combination of transfers who have never played together to work. Because he keeps doing the same thing every year. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't work last year, so maybe it'll work this year.
So it'll work this year. That's how it works. Law of averages.
Just our last game, a game that I'm, again, giving banger classification to, 8 p.m. Mountain on Fox, Memphis at UNLV. This is the perfect nightcap to a full day of college football. 2 G5 teams that could be in the playoff at the end of the year. This could decide which of their conferences get the G5 playoff spot this year. This has so much on the line. I'm so excited for this.
Me too. Guess how many starters on Memphis are transfers out of 22?
20.
20. You are correct. All
20,
11,
yes!
All 11 starters on defense are brand new. So Memphis could be the best thing you've ever seen, or they could be the worst thing you've ever seen. And UNLV is trending upwards, right? So This will be a good game too.
I'm very excited. Alex Orji and Jackson Arnold, 2 names that were in ESPN's Heisman Watch at one point, are now playing both. Basically, you guys remember Alex Orji? Remember that quarterback that Eli would always sub in the dynasty, and he would just spam like rollout plays? That guy is on UNLV. Also, Jackson Arnold, who was God's gift to football and was going to single-handedly save the Auburn football program, after he has saved the Auburn football program and led them back to relevance, of which they are still relevant. He is now at UNLV because it's the obvious step upward, right? I don't understand like how both of these players are on the same roster, except for the fact that maybe they just both suck. And we're just hoping and praying that one of them is good somehow. It sounds like we might see both, and it sounds like both might play significant amount of reps in this game. Pair that with Memphis's 20 new starting transfers. This is a complete wild card. And, of course, it's happening in Sin City, so that's even better.
Jackson Arnold is a 5-star, okay? Don't get me started on recruiting rankings, but you know that Jackson Arnold starting at Auburn in like 2023 was one of the reasons why Auburn may have been preseason ranked top 40 or something. And here he is, not even owning the full starting job at UNLV.
At UNLV?
Like, bruh. Also, the last time that Alex Orji was involved in a dual quarterback system was 2024 Michigan. And so that ended up really well for them, I think.
Yeah. It's funny to see what happens again, just like JJ McCarthy. When the quarterbacks don't know what the defense is running, it's a lot harder to play quarterback. So you can't really just blame him, right? He needs a couple years to learn how to play the sport like the rest of us. So maybe this is when he figures it out. I don't know.
Because I am definitely committing my talents to playing college football quarterback, 100%. Okay, awesome. We ran through a lot of games. I think you and I should choose our top 3 for the people, and then we can wrap it. But, I'm just so excited that we have real football to talk about. No BYU.
This is so great.
That's okay. BYU will wait till next week, but whatever.
We kind of need like a soft intro, and this is our quote-unquote soft intro, no BYU.
Yeah,
Objective
we can just enjoy.
fun.
We can enjoy.
Exactly.
We don't have to worry about a whole Sam Houston, Portland State 2017 deal, right? We don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about it. Not until next week, okay? We're going to worry about that next week.
Sam Houston just triggered this vomit. It's
awesome. Okay. Jared, why don't you start me out? What game would you rank? Let's go 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1?
Let's go 3, 2, 1.
Okay. My first 2 are pretty obvious.
Okay, cool.
I don't want us to have the same, but also like I'm just going to choose the ones that I think. I'm probably going to do Hawaii Stanford as my number 3. I'm very excited to watch Hawaii play, and I love a G5 versus P5 game. I think those need to happen way more. I think we should do those instead of like FCS games.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. But either way, this is a very like upset-worthy pick, and I'm all about that. So give me Hawaii at Stanford for my number 3.
Okay, I love it. Speaking of FCS games, little plug in here for the model. FCS games are not included in any.
Perfect. So love it.
Yep, doesn't matter. Those are preseason games. Okay, I think my number 3, honestly, is gonna have to be I'm gonna put Memphis UNLV in my number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Memphis UNLV in my number 3. The time has to do with it. It's at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And night games just hit different,
They really do.
Yeah, let's put them. Yeah, I feel good about that. For the reasons that we just talked about. So much unknown. And then there's the G5 playoff race kind of reminds me of the 4-team playoff race where you cannot slip up, right?
Yeah.
Like, you
for
cannot slip up. So give me that one for my number 3. What's your number 2?
I love it. My number 2 is going to be, and this may come as a surprise, but it's going to be NC State of Virginia. I really am excited about this game. I think that's very evenly matched, and I think both quarterbacks, the dual threat ability of both quarterbacks could make for some, very entertaining objectively for us, maybe not so entertaining for the fans of each team, because when it's 3rd and 14 and you have a running back throwing the football, like that may not work. Ask Hinkley Ropati. But it should be evenly matched and just like an objectively exciting game. It's a conference game like we discovered 20 minutes ago. Should be very fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, the teams should care a lot about that game if it's a conference game. So that'll be really fun. Give me, this is tough. Here's the deal. Give me Hawaii Stanford as my number 2, for the same reason. So we've both got Hawaii and Stanford on our list. I just am really excited to see the air raid offense because nobody does it like Hawaii.
Yep.
So we've got Hawaii at Stanford for my number 2. Don't need to really rehash on any of that. Give me the game you're most excited for this weekend.
I mean, we've already talked about it, but Memphis at UNLV, it has to be. Just
Okay.
like you said, the stakes are already so high. Both of these teams are complete wild cards. Like, just looking at, like, the logos and the programs, like, both of these programs, I think if you ask them, both programs think that they either should be or want to be in the playoff this year. Like, this isn't Colorado State versus San Diego State. These are two teams that both think they should win their conference, both think that they should be ranked highest of the G5 at the end of the year. And this is the game, like you said, you can't slip up. If Memphis loses, it's going to be super hard for them to come back. Like, unless they go 11-1 and win their championship, that still might not get them over the hump that they need to get over in order to get into the playoff.
Yeah, I'm looking at Memphis's schedule, and their P5 opponent, I don't see a P5 opponent on here, or a P4 opponent on here. So, I mean, they've got Navy and Army. And Temple? Temple's not P5. Yeah, I don't see it. They have Boise State is the other one. So they win this game. Keep your eyes open.
Right? You're looking pretty good. And I think that the other interesting part of this too is, and I heard this on the Cover 3 podcast this week, of this could be like a decider between which conference gets a leg up in the G5 playoff race too. Because
True.
if Memphis beats UNLV and then UNLV wins the Mountain West, even if Memphis doesn't win the American, that's going to, the American is going to have the argument that, hey, we beat the Mountain West champ, so our champ deserves to be above them. Does that make sense?
Totally.
And it works vice versa. Like, if UNLV beats Memphis and then USF wins the American and Boise State wins the Mountain West or whatever, I don't even know if that's how it works, but say, yeah. It is a big deciding factor in the G5 playoff race for both conferences and for the individual teams. So for that reason, Memphis at UNLV, number one game that I'm looking forward to.
Okay, I love it. My number 1 is going to be NC State at Virginia. Just to kind of test out all of the hype that I've been giving Virginia. I have an inkling in the back of my mind, just because of how good I am at sports betting, that really they're not going to be good. But honestly, I've been watching NC State games from last year, and CJ Bailey is so exciting, and it's a conference game, so the kids are going to come out. We've already talked about it, right? They're going to come out and they really want to play. They're going to play hard. And last year, this game was 35-31, what you said?
Yeah.
So, high scoring and a close game? Give me that, So we've got the same top 3 games. This is funny. NC State at Virginia, Hawaii at Stanford, and Memphis and UNLV are all 3 solid games for week 0.
Great games. And 50-50 split between P5 and G5.
Yeah.
I'm still just going to call it P5, G5. I'm too old for this. I will say, we did not mention UNC at TCU. That is probably the game. That is probably the game we talked the most about in our preview, in our individual game preview. I think that just goes to show how good this slate is of a week 0 slate. There are no just throwaway games. There's no Troy versus Prairie View A&M. All of these games mean something. Even Sacramento State at Eastern Michigan, Jacksonville State at North Dakota State. Heck, Florida State could lose to New Mexico State, and we could see the end of the whole Seminole as it stands. This is a very exciting week. I am so excited that we have football back, and just praise the football gods for giving us such a beautiful weekend.
Yes. I think that I've been burned too many times by UNC, just once actually, and Bill Belichick makes me want to throw up. So it's interesting because I am a North Carolina fan, but I'm also a huge hater until Bill Belichick is out of the building. Honorable mention there, but like you said, if Florida State goes down by any number in that game, Mike Norvell might not survive the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need full-time security on that man because, like you said, that fan base is just elated with the job that he's done. So.
Oh yeah, they're right on their way back to national prominence.
Yep. Okay, awesome. We've got the pick'ems out. We've got week 0 all laid out. Now all that is left to do is A, go make your picks, and B,
Yes!
go sit on the couch on Saturday and watch some football.
Yes! Yes! I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm just yelling. I'm just going to yell. I'm so excited for the next 2.5 days until the football kicks off.
Good.
Jessa,
As you should.
thank you. This was beautiful. This was amazing. I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Remember, go do the pick'em. We will put the link in the description of this video. We'll send it in Sports Analysts. We'll do all the things. Go do it. It's so easy. She made it so easy. All you boomers that don't know how to use technology, it's easy.
Exactly. Even Doug can do it, guys. If Doug can do it, anybody can do it. And I'm going to say that because he's not waiting to the end of this podcast. He's not listening right now. So here we go. Okay, here's to a good week 0. Thanks, Jared. This is awesome.
Let's do it. Love you all.